Yo, what's going on, hunters and wannabe hunters or newbie hunters? So in this video, we're going to go ahead and run down a fairly simple but effective build for newcomers into the game. Let's say you just beat the base game and now you're into Iceborne. And you kind of want a build to help you progress through Iceborne because the difficulty starts to get pretty high once you get into Master Rank. So don't worry about it, I got the build just for you. So with this build, it's essentially a build to help you to stay alive, to take a couple more hits so you don't, get destroyed. Newbies or people who aren't super experienced or put thousands of hours into the game doesn't really know all the movesets of the monsters that we're fighting. So I have put together a build here that'll give you defense, a little bit extra health, and still can give you some damage. But one of the bonuses to this build is it's a good build for farming as well, and I'll show you that in just a second. So the weapon that we are running here is the ice brink, weapon right here. I'm pretty sure this weapon comes from Velkhana. So I mean, just to go ahead and hop into a match, shoot at SOS, or just join people who are fighting Velkhana if it's too hard for you. I'll be honest, Velkhana is a little bit difficult. So we're running the Ice Brink weapon. We're running Attack Charm 3, and the Vitality Mantle and the Health Booster doesn't really matter for the build. So run whatever you want, but you want to run Attack Charm 3 and this katana. Now with this katana, as long as you can run any weapon you want, actually, as long as you get a weapon that has this +4 jewel slot. Just because the +4 jewel slot helps with the overall build, which I'll show you in a minute. And then for the helmet, we're running the Damascus helmet, the Ardian's chest piece, Tigrex arms, the A+, the Bayo coils. Now with this one, it's essentially a base. You get this from this is an early on thing you can get real fast and easy. And I'll tell you why we're wearing what we're wearing. And this is for beginners, essentially. Not beginners, but people who just are in Iceborne, kind of towards the beginning of Iceborne, the DLC. And then we're running the Shara Ishvalda pants. So Shara Ishvalda is a little bit annoying to fight, but you can find some people to help you. Even if, let's say, you fail like 30 times over, if you keep getting part breaks and you keep doing that, you'll get materials along the way and eventually be able to make it. So don't sweat it if you can't kill Shara Ishvalda. Just try to group up with people and at least try to break some parts to get materials. Now, let's go ahead and take a peek at our overall skills. So for this build, we're running Attack Boost 7, just because we want to get a little bit of extra damage while we're mainly focused on defense and stuff of that nature. So we want to get some damage in here, right? We're not going full on DPS, but we want to get some damage. So that's what the Attack Boost 7 is. The Critical Eye as well, to give us some crit chance. So that way we can, it's for a little bit of DPS increase. Now the main things for this build essentially is the defense boost. So we have defense boost 7 on, and then we have stun resistant 3. Because there are certain monsters that kind of stun you a lot, the stun resistance 3 makes it to where you don't get stunned at all. So that stun resistance prevents stun, so you don't get stunned at all. We got health boost 3 to give us a little bit more health. And then we have Part Breaker 2 on. So Part Breaker 2 on is what we're doing which helps out for the beginners or the newbies or the people who are kind of in the middle. Part Break will help you, obviously, like it says, break parts. So that way, breaking parts gives you materials. So it'll make it a little bit easier for farming along the way as you're progressing through Iceborne. We have Speed Eating, because it is actually very important that you use consumables while you're fighting, because it definitely helps you a lot, gives you a really good boost. We have earplugs 1. That doesn't really matter. Peak performance. Earplugs, just so you know, earplugs, if it isn't maxed, if it isn't at 5, it's kind of pointless to use an Iceborne because every monster is too powerful, so the lower levels 1 through 4 doesn't do anything for you. Peak performance, we're not worried about that. That's just kind of on here. Now, fortify. Let's see which gear piece has fortify on it. Right here, so fortify. Temporarily increases your attack and defense every time you faint up to 2 times. Now, I'm not saying that you're gonna die all the time, but this is like a trump card, right? Let's say you were to faint, you come back, you'll get 10% more attack and 15% more defense. And if you die a second time, then that doubles, so 20% attack and 30% defense. It just helps you out overall, especially if you're running some stuff solo. It'll help you out if you're not super skilled at the game. And then quick sheath. Quick sheath is also just a little bonus to help you like put your weapon away slightly faster if you need to run out and stuff like that. Now let's go ahead and show you the where I set all my decorations at. Now one thing to know about the decorations, it's all RNG. You can't, well, most of them are RNG. Like the really good ones like Expert Jewel, or if you want to get Attack Jewel 4 and stuff like that, that's all RNG. They're pretty hard to actually get. So if you don't have this Expert Jewel, don't sweat it. It's only level 2, so it only gives you that 10% crit chance. So if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Just try to make this build as similar as mine as you can. So we got Expert Jewel 4 inside of here, inside of our Ice Sprint, our weapon. And then our helmet, we have what I showed you, the quick seething and attack boost. Now remember, like I said, jewels are kind of hard to come by. It takes a lot of hours of grinding to get some good jewels, unless you have amazing RNG. So kind of fit what you can where you can. Benefits of this essentially was just for the attack boost. So that way we can max out attack boost to 7. And then we have an attack boost here in the 1 gem slot. And we have defense boost in these 2 to get our defense boost to 7. Which, if, as you see, defense boost 7, defense plus 10%, bonus plus 35, and all elemental resistances plus 5. So it helps you with your overall defense. We have the Expert Jewel to go ahead and finish at a 7, giving us 40% crit chance. And then this one comes with Critical Eye and Fortify. Fortify was a good one just in case you were to go down. You come back a little bit stronger and a little bit tankier. And it gives us that bonus of Critical Eye, letting us max that out to 7. Vitality, which is the health boost, giving us plus 50 health. A little bit more health on top of the defense and things. We're a little tankier, so you don't die as fast. And then, so I went ahead and threw this one in here. I mean, you can switch out stun resistance for whatever you want, but I put stun resistance in here because, at least for me, getting stunned is quite annoying. Because you're kind of stunned for a long time, and then you just get punched right in the head, and sometimes you die. So I put that stun resistance in there for some quality of life. But overall, this is definitely a good build that I would say is for people just starting out the game, or people who are not super experienced or super skilled at the game, like some of these other players who have hundreds of hours, even thousands of hours, so they know the movesets of all monsters. I don't know the moves of every monster, so this build definitely helps me out, especially if I want to go farm. Like let's say I need to farm Raging Brachiodos or something like that. This will help me to not die as fast, but also get the part breaks so I can get the materials I need. If I need a tail, I got the attack boost with the crit plus part break, so that way I can actually break the tail off fairly quickly. And then I also have the defense just in case I slip up and get punched in the mouth. I won't die instantly.